If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, what's one way that you're losing deals and you may not have even considered? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and a fantastic day to talk about you. All right, so I want to go over something with you. I get to work with entrepreneurs, business owners, offer owners, and salespeople on a frequent basis. And one of the cool things that I get to do is role play. And watching a role play with the way that people interact is very insightful on human nature. And so recently I was working with an entrepreneur and we were in a group. And this entrepreneur was caught up on the deal points. This entrepreneur was caught up on the exactness of this deal. And we're in the role play, and I said, like, if it was me doing the deal, how would I do it? And the salesperson or the entrepreneur jumped in and said, oh, I wouldn't do the deal that way. And so when it comes to an offer, there is multiple levels of an offer. There's multiple ways that you can close a deal. So let's just say I'm selling a product, a good, a widget for 20 grand. Well, I may start at 20 grand and I may end up at 15. I may end up at 14. I don't know. Like, it really depends. And the same thing works in deal flow. The same thing works in deal structure. The optimal deal is going to be all the way up here. And then there's going to be the deal that's down here that's not so optimal. And then there's going to be an equalization. At some point, you are going to meet up with where the buyer is at and where their beliefs are. And so when I started the role play, I started up here on the terms that I wanted, on the beliefs that I have. And so I was getting pushback. But what would happen is the entrepreneur I was working with wouldn't start here. They started all the way down at the bottom. They started at the end. They started at where the bottom of the negotiation would be, and there would be nothing left for them because that's the deal that they wanted, not realizing that there's a dance, not realizing that there's back and forth, not realizing like, here's what's going on. And this right here is why you should join my email publication. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, which means private coaching, private training, discounted coaching, or discounted training. So with this being said, there's also the deals that you wouldn't make, okay? So I remember when I first got started in sales, financing was not something that I understood. You know, easy payment plans were not something that I really understood. And I had to sell this heating and air unit that was on the roof, and I met with the guy, and I know, let's say that interest rates were at 10%, to make this really easy. So I get the guy financed, but they're at 20%. It's at a 20% rate. And well, you know, the guy had earned his spot in the financing, right? And so like in my mind, I'm like, I really don't want to sell this financing at 20% because it's way more than what I would do. And so I was taking the seat in the buying position. And so when I talked to the homeowner, he was like, look, this is my fault. I screwed up. XYZ happened in my life. And then I went, oh, this isn't on me. This isn't my decision, right? All the things that this dude led up to in his life led him to this point of making this decision. Now, I am not saying don't watch out for your client. I'm not saying to make stuff up. I'm not saying to lie, but you have to start somewhere. Here's what happens. If you can sell a product at 20,000 and that's full price, whatever that may be, and your bottom line is 15 and you drop just all the way down to 15, you've got nowhere else to go. You've got nothing else to give. You've got nothing to do. And so I worked with this sales guy probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Nice dude. But that's what he would do is he would start at the very bottom. And he had nowhere to go. And so he had nothing to work with the buyers on. And he was like, that's it. That's all I got. And then he lived on skinny commissions. He lived on minis. And it was tough for him because he would complain. He's like, I look at you guys and you're selling all these things. And I'm really struggling as a person. I'm struggling for all these reasons. It was because he was negotiating from where he would buy from, not necessarily his buyer. Long way of saying this. Okay. Long way of saying this. And you could do this too. You can, at the end of the day, make too many skinny deals because it's not what you would do. And the value in a deal is what the other side sees. The value in the deal is what you explain. Now, with that being said, keep your morals, keep your ethics, and there's no reason to lie, cheat, and steal. You got one of three things to do from here, just one of three. There's going to be equilibrium. Okay? There will. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. It's 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.